Thanks. Thanks, Olivia. Thanks, everyone at Hydra. Everyone that supports Hydra. And hi. Um, yeah, I was one of the fortunate recipients of the micro grant, and I proposed a tutorial on combining Hydra with an AR, an augmented reality library, for the purposes of making a poster. I think it's important to uh, say that the conditions for the grant were like projects, things to do with Hydra, not necessarily an artwork. And so I think this is a good, like beginner-friendly type of application of using Hydra and another library like P5.js with augmented reality to make a poster or any kind of physical thing that you want to like extend how it extend how like it's aestheticized with Hydra. I think it's really good for that. I'm gonna share my screen. You'll see. Cool. So this tutorial, it's long, but it's I think pretty comprehensive. I should also preface I'm not a graphics designer. This is not how to make a poster. The idea was put as much in as possible. And for a beginner or somebody that is using it in a more like maybe professional or where like uh, that has like that knows what they want to do, what they want to make. They can take bits and apply that into what they want to do. I was inspired by a post on Instagram I saw by, I think he's an artist and educator, Ted Davis, who also has this other tool, P5 Live, which I will show. This one. So I guess sparked the idea for this. I thought that was very cool. And I wanted to, yeah, see how I could maybe like write a guide on how to do that. So the first was like different tools for the AR aspect of it. I settled on well, he uses Mind AR, and that's this one here. It tracks an image, so I use an iPad. For a poster, you will have this printed out, and then it would track that. Um, Demo of it here. And what I wanted to do was isolate Hydra graphics to appear in a shape, just any shape. That was, I think, what was quite important for me for this, because I imagine it's easy to have all the Hydra graphics appear over the whole canvas, the whole page. But for people that have more specific uses, they may want to isolate the graphics to just a shape. And it's a really good live coding library, but it's also, I think, a really good like just creative coding graphics type of web creative coding library. And I think, yeah, to use it and show how easy it is to work with other libraries like P5.js. It's just a simple like Bezier curve shape. The actual Hydra graphics themselves, I didn't really write them. It was just a demo, so they are from the documentations. So I wanted to show how it's very trivial for things like feedback using the modulate P method and working with GLSL. So I used this example as well from the other docs, just to show how you can, I guess, write shader code within the like within the P5 Hydra implementation. It's yeah, and in the code it's time, so that yeah, you can see how things can be turned off and on. The goal really was to put just as much of these kinds of Hydra features into the project. I wouldn't recommend doing all of this because your device, whatever's being used to render it, will suffer because it's a lot. It's quite intensive. So it's really a demonstration of combining, I guess, Hydra with an augmented reality library. Mind AR. There's a version in the that I did with like it's another augmented reality P5.js library, but I wanted to try a different one with the actual tutorial itself. So a live demo. So this will not work. This is why I had issues earlier with my camera, because I had this running before, so this might not work, but well, anyway, the using the demonstration, but yeah, game is tracked. I just literally used the same one from the documentation on an iPad, but the intended uses, I guess, if you're using a poster, you would turn that into a trackable file. The guide, the documentation, MindAR lays it out really clearly, I think. And there's also a link to an article for how to do a good one. There is better tracking images than others. And yeah, that's the tutorial. um, thank you. Any questions?
Is it sorry. Is it like I didn't reach to see, but the canvas from P5.js, is it like a 2D or is it 3D?
So actually, that's a really good question because there was an earlier version of this tutorial where there was so it's 2D. It's 2D. It's not using the WebGL. But there was an earlier version of this tutorial where I had to be a bit hacky with P5.js, and I had to allow so in the setup function of P5, so you have the preload, the setup, and the draw. In the setup, when I'm defining the canvas, um, there it is on line 82. There's a call to another canvas, to the canvas in the HTML. So a canvas with the ID of canvas is being referenced in a way that was previously not, you were not able to do that in P5 natively, but it's since been updated and now you can do that. So it's just a 2D canvas. But yeah, the idea as well for the using the custom functions and shaders was that this was a way to hack it so that you could do that in the 2D P5.js canvas. Because currently you could only do that in 3D, the WebGL one. So yeah, it's a good question actually. But yeah, it's 2D canvas, different create graphics is sorry, I meant create graphics, not canvas. But yeah, thank you.
Olivia is asking also, have you used this in your own projects?
Not just yet, but I'm I'm excited to yeah, apply it not to a poster, but I guess more in an arts context. Yeah, I like how with specifically the Mind AR, you don't need a QR code. It can just track any image. QR codes are good. It's a good example of a tracking image, but yeah, I'm excited to make some Hydra people or something.